This is the plaintiff, Lamia Freeman. She says the defendant is her former landlord. She followed all of the rules, paid the rent, and now that she's moved out, the woman's trying to pull a fast one on her by not returning her money. She is not about to let her get away with this and is suing here and now in this courtroom for the $1,600 she's owed. This is the defendant, Thelma Franco. She says this woman broke the law by giving her only 5 days' notice that she would be moving out. She doesn't owe her a penny. She did not follow all of the rules, and she owes zero. She is accused of holding on tight to a tenant's money.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says she was a stellar tenant, but the landlord is screwing her over on the security. Now, the defendant says the plaintiff broke the law by giving her only a few days' notice. She was leaving and she owes her zero. It's the case of you don't follow the rules, you don't get your money back.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay, Ms. Freeman, you are suing your former landlord, Ms. Franco, for $1,600 because you say she's supposed to return it and hasn't. Talk to me. How long were you living there?
2 years.
All right. And then what happens?
2020, I decided to move out.
All right. And so what do?
I notified Thelma of that information. We had a conversation in her apartment. Of course, she didn't, wasn't happy about that.
Well, what day were you having that conversation?
December 28th.
And when were you going to move out?
January.
January what?
January 1st, 2021. The lease was just for the first year. The second year was month to month.
Right. So you gave her 4 days notice?
Yes.
All right. So you feel you don't have to give notice?
Not that I don't feel like I have to give notice. I let her know that I was going to move out.
Okay.
There's nowhere on the contract that says that I had to give a certain
Well, then you don't have a contract. You have a month-to-month tenancy, which is governed by operation of law. So the kind of notice you have to give is exactly what the law requires. Have you ever bothered to find out what the law requires, what kind of notice you are required by law to give in order to terminate a 30-day tenancy?
Yes, I printed some items out.
And what did it tell you?
It does say that if there is nowhere on the contract that it says that I needed to give a 30-day notice.
Right. So you don't have a contract. Your contract had a beginning, middle, and end, and it ended. So if you stay after that contract, then you are a month-to-month tenant. Okay. Now, in any event, you didn't move out on January 1st, nor did you move out December 31st. You were there January 1st, 2nd, and you ended up moving on the 3rd, correct?
Correct. January was a holiday. Saturday was a weekend. Sunday is a weekend. I was out by Monday the 4th.
Okay. Let me hear from you, Ms. Franco.
Hi. Yes, she came by December 31st to tell me personal, that she's going to decide to move by January 5th, but she ended up moving in January 3rd. That's the reason that I hold her security deposit, because she don't follow the rules.
Well, let's put notice to a side completely, Ms. Freeman. Let's put the idea that, well, it was a Saturday. Why would I move on a Saturday? If you know that you stayed there 3 days in January, how do you figure you're not paying rent for January?
That's not what I was figuring. She said that she would give me my security back when we talked that first time. And I told her if she needed some money out of the security for the day or two, that's fine. Then the next day,
I got a feeling she had a problem with that. Did you have a problem with that, Ms. Franco? Were you telling her, oh, yeah, I'll return your security at any point in time?
I told her that she's supposed to do the 30-day notice in December 1st. But she said, I need a couple of days for move out all my stuff.
So were you able to rent it out in January?
No, I rented out.
So who eats January rent, Ms. Freeman? Because you've decided that you knew the law without researching it. Because you got two reasons you're about to lose. One reason is that you didn't give 30 days notice. And she's entitled to have 30 days notice because the whole idea is that she's supposed to find another tenant so that she doesn't have to eat the mortgage payment on the month that you leave. But aside from that, we don't even have that because you didn't move out December 31st. You were still living there for 3 days into January. How do you figure that you you get to pick what day you leave and only pay a little. Once you're there the first of the month, she can't rent it out to somebody else who has to move in on the first of the month. So she eats the rent.
That's the same thing that happened when I moved in. I moved in December 28th, 29th, because she called me saying that the tenant that she had before her was leaving and she didn't like them or something. So it was the same scenario when I moved in.
I don't know. You have such an attitude for somebody who's so incredibly wrong.
Welcome back to the People's Court. The plaintiff says the defendant is trying to pull a fast one on her, stealing her money. But the defendant says the plaintiff is in the wrong and she can't wait until the judge tells her and she loses the case. Let's go back into the courtroom.
I mean, you literally don't have a leg to stand on because it could not be clearer. And you know it because you've researched it after you filed your lawsuit that you're supposed to give 30 days. Once you stay, you are by operation of law a month-to-month tenant and you have all the rights and obligations of a month-to-month tenant, which in your state requires 30 days notice. But put all that to aside for a moment. You stayed 3 days in January. You don't get to pay. It's not a hotel. I'm just going to pay those 3 days. Once you stay January 1st, she can't rent it out January 1st. So no, you're not getting your security deposit. By the way, the rent is the same as the security deposit, right?
No, she got $50 extra.
What do you mean?
Because I raised the rent by January 1st. She's supposed to pay $1,650.
Oh, so you mean you even gave her a gift of $50. I got you. So, well, you don't have a counterclaim against her. So on her claim against you, 0. You win, Ms. Franco.
Thank you very much.
Well, Ms. Freeman, the judge said you researched this a little bit. You knew what was going to happen. What's your reaction? What are you thinking right now?
I'm not thinking anything. I'm thinking I deserve my security deposit if I did not destroy her house. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, you're learning this lesson the hard way. I can tell that. All right, Ms. Franco, do you feel bad for her?
No, I think she did the right decision.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, you're in the right. No question about it. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, here, another case where somebody does research and they didn't do a very good job, Harvey. She didn't have a leg to stand on, did she?
Well, she didn't because of the security, and this is a very common issue, and there is a good solution here. And the solution is this, that when you are moving out, you put in writing, in an email or text, that you are moving on a certain date, so you show that you've given the requisite notice. And if there's a dispute, memorialize that dispute and point the finger at the person who is to blame.
Marilyn, what do you like to do to relax?
You know I don't relax.
Really, the answer is she doesn't relax. She never stops going.
I read. I like to read. I've been reading a lot lately. I like to be on the water. I like to kayak.
That's like your newest
It's exercise,
favorite thing
I know.
is to go out early in the morning. You're up at the
Yeah.
crack of dawn, and you're out the door, and you're out to the bay, which is miles.
Yeah,
Right?
no, and it's
Because I know, because you keep sending me photos of the sunrise and things like that.
Right, like you'll wake up and I sent you a photo an hour ago.
Trying to torment me for not getting out of bed, I guess, for staying in bed.
Yeah. What do you like to do to relax?
I like to, well, sometimes I play golf, but my latest...
Sometimes you play golf?
Oh, once in a great
I am a golf widow. What do you mean sometimes you play golf?
Come on.
Yes, it is.
I like to play pinball.
Yep.
You know, I don't want to sound like a weirdo or anything, but I'm kind of a pinball nerd, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, you actually subscribe to a site called Pinball Nerds.
Well, it's not Pinball Nerds. It's Pinside. It's a great site.
What's it called?
Pinside.
Okay, you have only referred to it as Pinball Nerds. So I really thought it was Pinball Nerds.
To all my Pinside brothers and sisters, okay? I don't consider you nerds, really. It is a lot of fun. That and, just watch the sunset, have a glass of wine with you at the end of the day. It's not so bad, right?
No, it's pretty good.